All right. Welcome to the weekly analysis. Today is, I'm sorry. All right. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We have 8 pair on the weekly agenda. First pair is AUD NZD. Price has been ranging, but we have a weekly bearish order block. Based off of what I'm looking at, we have it appears to be creating higher lows and a higher high. So this could possibly be a pullback to either this imbalance here or to this order block here. So price could pull back. This is your 50% 618. Or possibly a sell down to the negative 27, which would, so let me. That imbalance right there. And let me just break it down to the daily. So price pulled. We're looking for price to pull back to sell down to the imbalance here. There's more imbalance on the daily. There's an order block. There's a 78. I'm sorry, the negative 27. Or price could come all the way down to the negative 61, fill in this imbalance, bounce off this trend, and then continue to the upside. So on the daily, Ty, you consider this a bearish order block? So this could be the
That's definitely a bearish order block.
So price broke this low, right? Came down, it pulled back. It could continue selling down, or it can continue selling down, or it may meander back up here to then sell down. So it may come to the imbalance first and then buy back up, or meander to the upside and sell back down. So I would definitely.
Hey, Kim.
Yes, sir.
Can you go back to that weekly and like squeeze it in a little bit?
To the weekly, squeeze it, squoze.
So I would definitely think that it's gonna buy. If you put the moving averages on, that order block is above the moving average, which would kind of hint the price is trying to climb. And from that last impulse move,
So it's probably going to come down to this imbalance and then continue buying back up then.
That's what I would think.
Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah. Okay. Well, all right. That's for AUD NZD. We have CAD Chef, which was a weekly bearish order block. Price is definitely bearish. This is the low. Based off the monthly, it is bearish. Then the weekly is bearish. But I feel like it swept these lows right here. So let me go to the daily. Yeah, so it was creating higher highs, higher lows, pulled back, swept these lows, and then made a shift to the upside. So I'm almost biased for this. Might have been a pullback. We had few weeks of bullish order blocks, pulled back, closed above. So I'm almost biased for a buy on this one, but it's still.
Oh my God. Hey Kim, this is the setup, man.
This is I will not trade it.
Well, so I think there's a plenty of opportunity. The thing that speaks to me is that wick on the daily. So
The wick on the daily.
yeah,
Which one? This one right here?
2 days ago, yeah. So there's
That swept this low?
yeah, there's no need to sweep those lows, in my opinion.
If it's not buying.
If you're not going to run it up. And
Okay.
this is an ICT teaching. Now, I'm not going to lie, it took me about 30 minutes to look at this last night. Originally, I had a buy position the same as you. Because I'm like, man, this is buying. Like if you just go and look at those.
Well, just this one candle right here is this momentum right here is definitely telling me it's buying. It didn't break these lows. It didn't close below these lows. And this momentum candle.
Right. So I would look for a pullback, probably a 78.6 pullback. And then I think
78.
I think it's going to buy too. And, I think because we swept those lows, I think we could look for OTE on this, on this, I guess, coming week. And I think it's going to buy up past those highs. And what I did was take a fib from that.
I was going to say, where are you taking the fib from?
Well, I would take it from the bottom right there to wherever the candle is right now.
Okay.
And maybe you'll get a 78 pullback from there would get you back to that order block. And then I
think it might do the 50% to this imbalance.
Listen, maybe, but I'm just going there. It's all possible, right? So when ICT uses this strategy, or when he speaks of this strategy, he always speaks of the optimal trading entry. So all I do is lay it out on the chart and I
Yeah.
make a decision in real time, So if price rejects from that imbalance
Mm-hmm.
and goes higher than that high up there, then
Yeah.
I know I need to get in. But if it could reject and then still fall to the 78.6. So
Mm-hmm.
I would look for an entry at the 78.6 personally. And
And
then
what else?
not the
Mm,
78.
order,
Then I would
imbalance,
take,
order block. Mm-hmm.
yeah, then I would take the trade. It's going to go very high. It's going to take out all those highs.
I agree.
And what I did was fib from that. You see where you have the the CHF.
Mm-hmm.
So higher than that. At that high right there, I fibbed the move from all the way there to the,
Down.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then
Mm-hmm.
I marked up my golden zone from there. And it might go higher than the golden zone, but I know I can take the trade into that golden zone past those highs or to those highs, right?
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
that,
because and I agree with that because it broke this low, right?
right.
And pulled back already into that zone to retest that break and then move down. So yeah, I agree with that. I'm saying
Yeah,
78, maybe even 88, maybe
exactly.
even
Maybe that to that order block up there.
mhm.
And all that's, to me, all that's bonus, I would be like Baba in this case. If you're swinging that trade, then I'm gonna take the majority of my profit at those highs on the 51 or between the 50 and the 60.
Right
I
here.
would just let the runner run for wherever it went. But I do see that there's opportunity here, and again, this is just what I think. It would still have to play out on the chart.
Mm-hmm.
When I looked at this last night, that's exactly what I came up with. I'm like, man, this trade is a complicated trade, but
Mm-hmm.
it's set up, regardless.
And that's what I try. When we look at these weekly order blocks, like you gotta talk it, like really talk it through, like we just did,
Right.
because this is bearish. So people may think that okay, it's gonna come, or it closed above this right here. So
Right. And to me, that's the issue. The devil's in the details, right? Like I know the bearish order block is at the moving average. You're going to have a group of people say, well, Todd, you said if it's at the moving average, we can sell it. Yeah, but you got to look at those higher lows at the bottom of that formation.
and
There's
it could sell, like we said, down to
yes,
imbalance.
I agree. I think it is going to sell down there. I would almost bet, a bunch of money that it's going to sell down there and buy up.
Mm-hmm. I agree. I agree.
No, Leandra. What's up, Leandra?
Yeah, I had this. Can you hear me? Hello?
Mm-hmm.
Can you hear me? No, I had this set up for last week, but I fibbed it on the last week's candle, not this week just gone. And I had it in for a buy because of that bullish order block, and price respected it the week just gone and went down to the 78.6, but then formed this bearish order block, and that's what I was just confused about. But it looks like to me, from what I've seen about those pairs, is that they can take a few weeks to materialize a full move. So I think it's still buying because it's still got momentum from last week with that bearish candle. So I've still got it set up for a buy.
Well, it is going to buy based off, to me, the daily wick of the lows tells the whole story to me. When they sweep the lows like that with a wick, then I'm going to take that trade every time. So all you have to do now is wait for it to pull back and pick you up. That's I trade based off the ICT concept in this particular setup. So if you're familiar with that concept, then you can trade the concept. And if not, you can watch it at least.
Which concept do you mean?
Well, this is a daily liquidity run. They swept the liquidity with that wick on that daily candle 2 days ago. You see it? You see that little doji, that green doji candle at the bottom? That candle took the liquidity, swept those lows, and it left a wick. Anytime that there's a wick on the lows or on the highs, watch the market run the opposite direction. If you go back and back test this, you will see it. And once you see it, you will never stop seeing it. So if you scroll over, Kim, stay on this daily, just scroll, wait. Don't squeeze it together.
Oh.
Right there, that's good. So look at this last, go to the high where you have your fib, right? Now go to the last high before that. See how they wick that daily high? You see that, the second wick?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
And then the market cascades in one direction. And if you go to the bottom there, right there, see how that's a wick? And then they wick that wick next to it right there?
Mm-hmm.
Go over to the left, to the right.
Right here.
Yes, that wick wicks that low and it runs back up. So when you see that kind of stuff, you start taking notes, right? Or at least, if you want to make money, you'll start taking notes because you have an understanding of what's going on. Like we already know that this market has pretty much cascaded down one direction.
Mm-hmm.
You know it needs to pull back on the higher time frames. And now we're getting every signal that we need that it's going to pull back. That on this daily chart, we had a bunch of higher highs and higher lows. Now it goes back down to wick those lows. So basically, we just went down to take the liquidity from the bottom of this market.
Mm-hmm.
And now we're going to run back up to the top where we said we needed to go, at least to that golden zone, probably all the way back up there
Mm-hmm.
to the area that Kim has pointed out, to like the 88, or whatever. Because it's still there, that right there, Kim, that little imbalance still needs to get taken care of.
Mm-hmm.
So everything is lining up. Now we just have to allow what we think is going to happen to take place. So if the price pulls back to one of those areas, whether it's Kim's imbalance or the order block down there, and it rejects, I'm getting the trade. It's just as simple as that.
Mm-hmm.
Have all the confluence and the confirmations based off of what this chart setup is saying. Now all I'm doing is waiting on an entry. The chart is already set up. All we're waiting on now is an entry. And how many pips is that, Kim? Like if it goes from either that imbalance or.
So if it comes to this imbalance up to the 78, it's like 462 pips. If it comes from this
So payday
to the 78, it's 489. Or if it goes up here, 500. If it goes here, 574. It might even go up to this imbalance that hasn't been tapped into yet.
Sorry, Kim, what are those areas that you've got marked up? Did you fib that candle? Sorry, I might have missed it.
I'm sorry, I can't. Can you repeat that? I can barely hear you.
What are those areas you have marked up? Did you fib that area? The purple boxes.
It's an imbalance and an order block on the lower time frame. I think it was the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hour.
Okay. All right. Okay. Let's see. Okay, got you. Thank you.
You're welcome. But yeah. I agree with Todd. Mark that on your calendar, okay? Mark it on your calendar. So I think it's probably gonna come up here into the order block and then drop back down.
Yeah, either that or break want to break that first order block and stop
break
it.
it. Yeah, yeah,
Break a
yeah,
high. So I mean, either way though.
yep. I agree, I agree, I agree. Let's see, the next pair was Euro GBP. We have a weekly bearish order block. However, again, we have higher highs and higher lows. It didn't break this high, so I would be more biased for this sell here, to pull back to this trend line somewhere. So if we marked up this order block, we got the 50% 618 here. So I would say, and then we have imbalance down here. So if it pulled back at least to the 50% 618, let me look at the daily. It might even come back to the 78. Might create like a double top or something. And then pull back down to, oops. So if, and then back down to clear this negative 27 or the 61.8, which would be the retest of this break of structure or to close this imbalance. To continue buying up. Let's see something. Or it could come back to here. I'm thinking it's going to come back down here.
Somebody's alarm is going on.
My phone.
Wake up, wake up.
My phone. Yeah, I think it might even come back down to here to this expansion, since this did not break this high right here.
Can you go back to the weekly count?
Sure.
I know it's some pretty smart people in the room that's gonna say that I said that if it's at your trend line, you can trade it the opposite direction.
Well, it tapped the trend line, it pulled back, right? But it also broke these lows.
Well, but here's the bigger thing that I'm saying, guys. The trend line is off. I mean, the moving averages are off. They're going through the middle of your formation. So if you looked at my moving average video, I told you that they, on the way up, they need to be at the bottom of your candles. And on the way down, they need to be at the top of your candles. And if they're running through the middle like that, then they need to be adjusted. Like what time frame is on those moving averages?
You said what time frame?
Yeah. Heck
if I know.
The 9 and the 13?
Oh yeah, 913.
Okay. So in this case, this pair isn't moving. The 9 and the 13 aren't the optimal numbers for this pair, because the moving averages is going through the middle of those candles. You see that? So because this trend isn't
right here.
Right.
Okay.
Because the trend isn't as strong. Even going down, they were in the middle. So you need to get a higher number, not that high, Kim, but
no, I know. I watched the video. Look, I had this on the other day. They were like, "Why you got it at 89?" No, I watched some video of this guy talking about he's been trading forever. And he said he only used the 89. So I always throw on the 89 whenever I'm, go ahead. But
No, but my point is, it's if you adjust those moving averages to the bottom of these candles, then you'll know you can take this sell. Maybe you need to move to a
50.
a 15, well, a 15 and a 20, or a 20 and a 25-day moving average, period moving average. I don't know. You adjust it until it falls in line. It will adjust accordingly as you move those numbers. It's kind of an art. Maybe you use a 21 and 26. I don't know, but you adjust those numbers into the trend line, lines up on your trend, right? Because sometimes your trend, that's a good one, whatever you adjusted that one to.
That was a 50.
Okay, so maybe the other one, I don't know if that's which one, because you don't have them color coded, but maybe it's a 45 and a 50. This is just a slower moving trend, or it's not as strong of a trend as the other one, right? And when you're buying like this, when it's going up, your green line should be above your red line. So your green line would be the shorter number, I guess.
The green should be the shorter.
Yeah, I think so.
Green. What's that green? And then what is it, red?
Yep. Because your red is on top on the way down, and your green is on top on the way up. And
okay,
that will help you, like your moving averages are just a tool, right? But it'll keep you on the right side of your trading. So if you would have noticed this, and I don't know how many of you did notice it, but now when it lines up, you say, okay, I can take this for a sell down a little bit further, versus thinking that it touched your moving average and you needed to buy it, and it's going to keep buying it.
mm-hmm.
But hopefully, that helps somebody.
Yeah.
I'm back on mute.
Hey Todd, would this be a good buy of the retracement just based on where the moving averages are, since they are below?
So this pair is going to sell, but if I'm taking this trade, I'm always going to buy it to sell it. Like, that's just how I do it, But I don't like, how many pips is this back to that golden zone?
55, 70. Your 75, you try to get.
Well, if it's, that's if it goes that far.
To the 61. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and like, personally, I'm not trading EG, but if I was, maybe it's going to that 78.6. Maybe it's going to close that imbalance first. If I was trading EG, I would buy this to probably that 78.6, because I can see it closing the imbalance.
Mm-hmm.
And maybe that's close to 100 pips.
Oh yeah, that's definitely more. 100 pips, right? 93.
Right, but it's going to sell first. Like, it's probably going to pull back a little bit first, so you'll get 100 pips out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I would definitely buy this before I sold it. I mean, but this is how I trade every order block. If I'm going to trade with that order block, and the order block is bearish, I'm always going to buy it up before I sell it. And if it's bullish, I'm always going to sell it down before I buy it up. Now,
I was going to say, and on the daily, because we're within an order block, and then we have a daily order block.
Right. You got back-to-back jacks. So it's going on. And your moving average on your daily is on point. Like, it tapped into your moving average. So yeah, I would definitely buy this up before I sold it back down.
Mm-hmm. 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 Any other questions on EG? Next, we have EJ. If I look at the overall, it is currently, just gonna draw my trend line here. But it's also based on the weekly, but it's also selling. So this was a, wait a minute, what's this? A bullish order block for the week? Is that what you said? So maybe it'll buy up to this area of supply. It'll buy up to this area of supply and then continue selling down. To the trend line, or to fill in this imbalance here.
If it buys up that much, I'd be shocked.
Would see, that was the weekly, the daily. Oh no, it's going up there.
Yeah, we'll see.
It's going. It's going.
I believe it will go up there. I don't know if it'll be next week.
Okay. EJ.
This is an example of a, trade what you see. I mean, not what you think, because one of us is going to be wrong. And I mean, I don't mind being wrong. I'm not here to be right. But I just go by
what you see.
Yeah, what I see. And I can be biased for, I think I put something in the chat the other day that said I expect the JPYs to cook, and it didn't happen Friday, but it's going to happen here shortly. So maybe this does push up further than I think. Maybe it'll push up past this daily order block and close this imbalance. Maybe. I think that's a little bit high. How many pips is that to that yellow area? Yeah, it's like 300 pips. It's going to pull back first. So, I mean, if it ran up that high, I would really be surprised. But I'm just basing this. It would have to break those lows. I mean, break those highs. And if you look at this chart, you're pretty much getting lower highs and lower lows. You throw a fib on that move from the high of that yellow area down to this bottom.
Up here to down here.
And the golden zone would be back at that's demand area. Is that demand?
Supply.
Supply area.
Well,
look down there. Yeah, where your moving averages are.
Oh, right here.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, this will be interesting. But I know it's going to buy first because I mean, I think it'll sell first. What is it? Is it a bullish order block?
It was a bullish order block for the week.
Yeah, I think it's going to sell first, regardless of whether it buys back.
So it was a bullish order block for the day, and then a bullish order block for the week.
Right. So if you measure the pullback in that green candle,
This right here.
Yeah, I would measure. I would fib that entire green candle from the bottom to the top, and then see what the pullback would be for that. How many pips would that be to that golden zone?
From here to here, like 80.
And if it goes to the 78, that's probably more likely than not. It's probably going to go there first. Can you drop down to the 15 minutes so I can see what's at that 78?
Let me pull this over. This based off the daily, it would be in the wicks here, the order block.
Yeah. Can you go to
15? Hold on.
I definitely like that because it failed to make a new high. I can see it pulling back to that 78 because that's not lower than the low either.
Mm-hmm.
And there's an imbalance in there. You see that imbalance?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah.
And it's riding below those moving averages right now on that 15. That thing gonna cook, man. Now, what it does after that, like if it pulls back and goes higher, that would be cool. But I think the first move is going to be worth the money because you get like over 100 pips, probably like 170 pips to that imbalance.
Yeah, I would definitely need to see it break here and then pull back.
I feel you. To me, it already broke that low, and it just retested. Go up a little higher. Go up a little higher.
Go up a little higher. You talking about right here?
No, the one it just created. It broke that low by creating it. Scroll down, right there, down, right there. That low right there.
Mm-hmm.
It broke it. It bounced up and broke that low. Now it came
Mhm.
back and retested that. So if it falls, to me, that's confirmation enough. That's what I need. Now you might need it to break that trend line.
Yeah, yeah.
Cool, that's fine. I mean, you know, your personal confirmation is your personal confirmation. But for me, based on the strategy that I trade and things that I need to see, I've seen enough. Now I just need to see it cook. Now, can you throw a ruler on there? So I
On
can see the pips. It is
from
from there to the 78, or to that imbalance
okay.
right before that 78. I need to count my damn money. Daggone money. 189 pips.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
Hey, Kim,
What?
I don't hunt for 3 or 4 handles.
What?
I don't hunt for 3 or 4 handles.
3 or 4 handles? I'm not a hunter. What that mean?
It's something that he said.
Those are ICT words.
Oh.
He calls them handles.
Oh,
Y'all are tight because
my bad.
y'all gotta say that to ICT people. Y'all can't
Yeah,
say it.
you gotta say the ICT people. Ah,
I was about to say, is that who's that? Is that ICT?
Yeah, but hey, Leandra, you're right. All these JPYs look the same. But this is the same thing that I dropped in that chat Friday. The charts are setting up to cook, so we just don't know when. I mean, we'll see. Like this initial sale is going to happen, but it might go back up to the area that Kim pointed out prior. Like, can you pull back that? Can you go back up to the higher time frame? After it sells initially, we might see a buy back up to that yellow area before it cooks off or whatever. So you just have to kind of be cognizant of what could happen and then trade what actually does happen.
mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I agree with that liquidity at the 61% too. So, I mean, I just don't know when they're going to take it. And all of those JPY pairs kind of set up the same way.
So that's Euro JPY. Any questions? Any other questions on this one?
No, but I have you got to look at Euro NZD next because I know you don't have it there. EN, you and Selena glazed over it like donuts.
Glazed over what?
Selena, don't fall for the trap. Don't fall for the trap.
Euro NZD.
Don't fall for the trap. Oh, this one right here.
I'm not gonna fall for it.
To most people in the group, that's an order block, you know. So,
Ah,
whatever reason, Selena didn't say it was.
You know, I looked at this for a couple of seconds. I said, I know Ty gonna say something.
Well, you just didn't want any parts.
You
of-
should have went with your
of part-
instinct,
Yeah,
girl.
you didn't want no
Ty.
parts of an analysis that you thought was difficult.
Okay, point. But that's dirty. But
No, you did not do my girl like that. Okay, so it broke this high. This was the swing high. It broke the high. So, and it pulled back. It didn't quite pull all the way back, but it almost did. So maybe it's gonna come back and sweep this low and then buy out. Not let me see, let me look at the daily. There was, there's no imbalance, nope. There's imbalance here that it's tapped into. Imbalance.
Bruh.
Can you not do that? So maybe this was the push up. This was the pullback. Let me make it big for the buy up.
Bruh,
Talk about the
Bruh.
sweeping of the lows.
buy, bruh. I believe it's gonna buy up, bruh.
Is that what that is, Todd? Is that a sweep of the low like you were just talking about?
But you said it was a
That's exactly.
oh, right here, the sweep right here.
Come on now, bruh.
But you said it was a bearish order block.
Well, it is a bearish order block.
Okay,
The week
so
before,
so
it was a
you
bullish order block.
so you're saying
And we
it's
still have
stepping up. Okay, I see it, Cletus.
Okay. Let me go back on mute.
Cletus.
Bruh.
No, just don't go on mute. Okay, got it. So where did we say that imbalance came from? Before? No. Oh, okay, I see what I did. So yeah, it completed or filled in this imbalance. Bought up. So yeah, I agree. It's fine.
Can we look at another way for some, just for a little confluence? If you go to the weekly chart, I mean, this 4 hour, you can see it too, but I just want people to look at it. So if you fib the
up move
yeah, from right there.
here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
You see where you pull back. You know, it was a good pullback.
Mm-hmm.
So our target area from that pullback would have been, can you mark it on your chart just with a line?
The target, the negative 27.
Yep.
And just in case.
Just in case you're not all that easy.
Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that.
Hey, why are you going so in detail? I just kind of wanted to show a little confluence.
Because that's what I did. Go into detail. There's an order block right there.
Okay, now if you just fib that second move, like you can delete this fib now that you
Okay.
So you fib the second, the smaller move, like from the bottom, nope, down.
Right here.
Yep, from that bottom to where it went.
Okay. From here to here.
Yeah, now you make it bigger so we can all see. That would be great. That would be great, gracious. Okay, so we pull back to the zone. And the bigger point here is the wicks, the daily wick of those lows in your zone, and now price pulled back from that wick, in the move up, it pulled back probably close to 78.62.
To the 61.8.
Right. And it could buy or sell down a little bit more, a few more pips and buy up. But the proof is already there. Like the chart has set up to allow us to benefit from the various moves. So all I'm saying is, if you're looking for a reason to convince yourself to take the trade, like you have 30 of them, I don't know how many confluences you guys need, but it's a bunch of confluences that this thing is going to buy up. Not just the fact that it's a weekly order block and it sold down last week, so it should buy up, but you have more than that as confluence. And EN normally pays pretty well, like the pip count.
Let me see. Because that last pair, it was a whole week for 89 pips.
Well, listen, all you need is 100. That's 10%. Please don't mistake the time. If you're making 100 pips a week, the way I trade, if I make 100 pips a week, most of the time,
100.
huh?
You do more than 100 a week. Got to.
No, a lot of times I don't.
Oh.
A lot of times I don't, because I'm taking it and running. Now this year I'm going to do what I can do, but I mean, all last year, man, I just traded for them 100. Sometimes I traded for 71 pips because I would make my 10% in the 71 pips, or 12% or 14% or whatever it was. But you can see that's a lot of pips available to you. Like if you go back to that weekly candle and it just buys up, man, that's a lot of pips.
This one?
That's a 4-hour candle.
4 hour. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but if you go to the weekly.
No, yeah. Okay.
So if you just look at the weekly and it buys back up next week, because we all feel that this is a buy.
So for the week, it was 300.
Yeah. So, man, I mean, you're going to get it at least 300 pips going back the opposite direction.
Okay.
Bruh.
I'm not you, Brad.
A few days later.
All right. That's Euro NZD. That's it. Any other questions? Any other questions?
Yes, Selena. Are you going to take this Euro NZD trade? Please don't.
Technically that's not it.
Oh my God.
You added in, so
I
we stopped.
my bad. I got distracted.
Oh, you're gonna say that's it for everything? I was wondering.
Somebody distracted me.
Oh my God. We are trouble in the group, y'all.
All right. GBP AUD has a weekly bullish order block. I guess you can buy it.
I think your moving averages need to be adjusted.
Oops. Yep, they do. There you go.
She removed them.
I'm just, I hate them little squiggly lines. I was gonna fib. Sorry, I was doing. Okay.
You can take them off. I mean.
No, I'm gonna leave them on. I don't use them when I'm trading, but I'll definitely put them on. So this broke this high here, pulled back. It didn't break this low yet. So I would definitely just be watching, because this could just be the pullback for the continuation to the upside. And I don't know what this means. Should I put it back to, I don't know, when the squiggly lines are growing through the candle? What that mean, Ty? Ty.
It
Bueller.
means leave it alone. It means
Bueller.
consolidation.
Bueller.
I was talking.
Bueller.
I mean, listen. I think that this pair, I think you got to start analyzing it from the monthly.
From the monthly.
Well, I mean, here's the reason why I say this. If you delete the fib right now.
Mm-hmm.
So to me,
You want me to fit the low to the high?
yeah, please. And we're in the middle. So I expect for this pair in the long run to pull back. And I know it's going to go higher, but we just broke that high to the side, like a right to the left.
Right here.
Yeah, right there. We just broke that high.
Mm-hmm.
Now we showing rejection.
And then it retested this break.
Right. So I want to see a pullback first, even if it's just a pullback, to the golden zone, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then I expect for it to go higher.
To this order block. Mm-hmm.
Now, I don't know if that means right now, but the fact that we broke that low on go back to that weekly.
The weekly.
You see how we broke the low? At least the bodies of the candle broke that low. Go to the.
Oh, you talking about right here?
Yeah, right there.
You mark yours here.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
Gotcha.
I know the wicks on the lower time frames we didn't, but we broke that low. So in my little opinion, I think we can go to the bottom of that order block at the top. What is that? A supply zone or
Demand.
no? At the top. Top.
Oh, right here.
Right there. I think we can go right there and sell down. And if you want to be technical, there's chalk right there for people who understand chalk, because we broke that high and then we broke that low, and now I expect price to push. I mean, that wick could technically be price reaching that level, and we might just sell down to that golden zone. Do you see the chalk, Felicia?
Yes, I see it.
Okay, I didn't want to be stretching it, but yeah,
I see it.
I think that that we could just sell down to the golden zone, or I think that it could actually tap into that order block, or that what is it, demand area, and then sell down.
Here.
No, supply area, whatever. Yeah, I get those confused, supply and demand, but I think it can go from that area down to the one in our golden zone.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know. I'm have to wait, till I see what it's doing before I would get in.
Yeah, I do think based off of this, it pushed past this high, pull back probably to buy up here and then sell back down. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, then there's an imbalance right there in that zone too, which lines up perfect. No, in the golden zone, down at the bottom.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so I think that that's probably what I would wait to see. I mean, whether it happens or not, who knows? But whenever I looked at this, that's what I thought.
Mm-hmm. Yep, I agree. All right, GJ weekly. So we've been through this with GJ. Price pulled back, gave us a bullish order block for the week. So price, go to the daily. I think price may pull back into this I think this wick cleared out this here, and price is probably going to come up here or even retest these areas right here. Actually, I know you say price, yeah, sorry. Maybe come back and retest this area, these areas here, or possibly, I don't think it's gonna come all the way to the, it might.
One day it will. But
Inbound,
can you measure the pullback to your golden zone?
the pullback to the golden zone is,
Bruh, it's all I need. And if you're wishing for anything other than that, I think it's just a hope and a prayer. But them 217 is available. Anybody who'll take them. Here's what I like about this. We didn't break any high. We did break the low. We broke the low right there on your chart. We broke that low. We came back up. We didn't break the high. So now we can just go back down.
it could just come up to here and create, because this is an
But
order.
I get you, but I mean, if it does, you know, I mean, that's a great hope and a prayer. But what the chart did is it didn't break the high. It wicked. It could have easily closed above that high, but it wicked. So, you know, I suspect that it's going to sell first. I mean, this is kind of the same thing that, remember last week when I thought it was going to buy first? So I'm just on the boat of it selling first. Once that sell happens, or once it comes down here to the zone, you know, I mean, all bets are off. Anything can happen. Even though I'm biased for it to keep selling, anything can happen. So, you know, I don't know. You know, I don't have all the answers. So let's say it buys up 20 pips or 30 pips and it starts selling, right? It's going to go to that zone, you know. If it goes 100 pips up, I would be shocked. I'm not saying it couldn't do it, but I would be shocked that it's going that 100 pips up versus it selling first to the zone and then going up. This is the hour chart. Yeah, see, it didn't break the high on the 4 hours, and it created a new high on the 4 hours.
It didn't break the low either, though. So.
Well, I know. So that's why it could pull back to your zone, which would be a 78% pullback. Measure that pullback right here from here to the top. Put a fib from here to the top of that 1 hour structure.
Here, or
no,
here?
The bottom. You got to start at the bottom. Now your pullback is 50%. Where's your 78%? Right in your zone on your big time frame, right?
Yeah, I don't think it's going back there though.
Hey, you know, look, you don't have to think that it's going back there, but I'm telling you that's going to happen. It happens every week. Your initial move is going to be a pullback. Well, in most weeks, if it's not news related. So to me, this is all the confirmation that I personally need. But if you go down to a lower time frame, you know, maybe like the 15-minute, it probably has broken some structure already.
Well, yeah, you can see that on the 1 hour,
Right, but
because it's broken this low here, right?
yeah. And now it
Go back.
retested and you got a bearish OB. To me,
Oh yeah, I'm in the cell right here. Sorry.
oh, you're
But I got it. I got it up here.
Are you serious?
I'm in up here.
Hey, man, you see what I'm saying? Don't how you gonna be in the sale and make all the money? So if you got
Because I got in up here.
no, if you got in on this 15-minute bearish order block, where you
No,
selling?
I got in up here.
Hey, but where you selling it to?
Down to right here.
Okay, well, you're gonna
break-
rob yourself. Well, just leave you a 0.01 to run down to the zone where I just showed you it's going.
Down to the 78?
Yeah,
Okay.
because that's where it's going.
Okay.
I mean, why wouldn't it pull back? If you got it going way up there, why wouldn't it pull back?
Okay.
Right. A few $1 million later.
Okay, SpongeBob.
Bye, Rosebud.
Bye, Rose. Y'all better make that money.
I'll watch it. I won't set my TP unless I am doing something. I'll let it run.
This has been my experience, Kim. Maybe it takes a day or two, 16, 18 hours. I don't know, but it's going to push down there first. Whatever happens after that, whether it buys back up or whether it keeps selling, has yet to be seen. But this is exactly how I make my money every week. Is just picking a trade that's got 100 pips to go to your zone, because the way the market moves, like when a candle opens up, it creates the wick first, and then it goes to where it's going. Do you agree with that?
When a candle,
opens up,
it creates a little wick,
and then it goes to where it's going, right? And then it pulls back at the end. That's how you have wicks at both ends, correct? So why wouldn't the same thing happen on these higher time frames?
So you're saying when this candle closed, it opened here
and pulled back first,
pulled back, and then went up.
Yeah.
So what you're saying? So what?
So that's the same way that I trade these weekly candles.
Okay. So you're saying when you're
saying that this is a bullish order block, right? Why wouldn't it sell first and then go up?
No, I agree with that.
So where is it selling to though? Our golden zone, right there in your 78 in your 1 hour time frame. That's called confluence. A few moments later, light goes up.
Okay. I feel you. I got you. Okay. Yeah, I agree with that. Let me see how many pips that is. 200 pips, 220 pips. Let me go back to my hour. Oh, wait, hold on. 220 pips. Something. Okay. Okay.
Pay me my money.
No.
I'm talking about the market, girl. I'm talking about you. I'm only here for the 100 pips, please. Thank you.
I honestly think it might even just go
Straight up.
Oh, that's right, because it's a bullish order block. Okay. We'll see. We'll see. We'll see.
Just trade what you see. I mean,
Yeah.
you can have a bias, but the chart sets up and it either has to break the highs or it needs to go back down and try to break the low.
Mm-hmm.
But as on its travel on the way down, I don't need it to break any low. I just need to hit that area. You know what I'm saying? I mean, that's it. So, you know, I mean, if it buys up and breaks the high, then I have to come up with a new plan. But since it already started selling, I'm just going to assume that it's going to at least sell down to the 50% so it can buy up further.
Okay. Now that I've reevaluated the situation. Yeah, that's possible. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Okay. Okay. So we're looking for a pullback for GJ. Well, I am I am in the cell. Yeah. I'll hold on to it. I won't set my TP. I'll remove my TP.
Yeah, go buy you something nice.
You ain't gotta tell me but once.
You can buy them gator skin Ferragamos you've been looking at.
Now that no. Thanks, but no. Thanks, but no thanks. NZD JPY, same thing. This was the last touch. Same thing. A pullback. A pullback. Possibly to buy up to this initial break of structure, possibly for, and then I think it may continue, start sell down. Where did I have? I had somewhere marked up. Hold on. It did tap there. So on a monthly, it tapped into the, yeah, I think it's selling. And that's what I was going to say about GJ. I think it's going to sell more than we think it might sell.
Selling more is great. We accept that. I receive what you're saying, sister.
So you're looking for this buy up to this 50% and then sell back down. Is that what you're saying? I still don't even see that because it hasn't broken structure, broke this high, this low. It hasn't broken this low yet, but.
So if it hasn't broken the low, then it's gonna keep buying up. But I agree that I expect for that thing to buy up to that at least the 50% area.
Okay. 4718.
Yeah, I mean, all of that is in play, or just keep buying, period, because it's not breaking the low. But
but where it's getting confusing because you're saying you're expecting JPY pairs to sell.
Well, I do, but this is you're looking at a monthly chart. If it sells on a weekly or on a daily or on a 4-hour, you're not going to see it on a monthly candle immediately. Like if you go to the weekly, you know, the weekly is the one that's breaking, you know, breaking down. So we didn't break the low of this weekly, so maybe it'll buy back up to your 50% area. You see where your 50% area is? Maybe, right? Maybe it'll buy back up there and before it sells further, or maybe it will just sell down from here. We don't know. Like everything is in play, right? But the first thing that I'm going to do is take advantage of the initial move of the next candle. This is saying that this is a bullish order block. So I'm
Mhm.
gonna sell this down to the 50% of this candle before I buy it up or whatever. I don't have to make any decisions. I can just take advantage of the first move, which should be to sell down first if it's going to keep buying up, correct?
Correct, Amundo.
So that's how I look at it. I don't have to guess what the higher time frame candle is going to look like. I can just look for the move that's going to happen initially and take advantage of that.
Gotcha. Gotcha. So that was NZDJPY. Any other questions? US 30, we had a weekly bearish order block. Price did not break these highs. So, and then because price broke this high and pulled back, breaking these lows, then I'm expecting the pullback for the continuation of a sell down.
Woo! Make us rich, US 30. Make us rich. The initial move, though, is going to be a buy up to 50% of that weekly candle if you measure.
So the 50, so it's probably going to either come back here or 50% will be half of this candle right here, which is probably where your moving averages are. Let me just put the fib on it. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say, because I think it's gonna go to that upper imbalance.
up here,
Yeah. And then it's gonna give us a good money, some good money. I don't just throw the fib on it. Let's see where the 78 and all that stuff line up. Yeah, buddy.
50% is here.
It's gonna be so pretty.
Yeah, I think it's gonna come here to the 50%, and then once it break these lows, then it might pull back up to the 78 at some point.
As long as she pay like she weigh, I'm good.
Hi.
I'll pull back a little bit and then it's gonna buy. I'm gonna get in for that buy.
You're
Like,
out
where
of
do you
order.
come up with this
You're
stuff?
out of
Like,
order. You're out of order.
How many?
I'm lying.
Am I
I'm
out of
lying.
order? I'm out of order if she paying. Hey, no, y'all out of order if y'all don't want her to pay like she weigh. Man,
I've
this
never.
hey, US 30 is heavy. It's gonna pay great. So
Oh,
if you measure
my
the
God.
pullback, if you measure when you have your mouse right now up to your golden zone, how is that like 400 or 500 points?
Measure from where?
The
Yeah.
middle of that green candle.
The middle of this green candle?
Yeah.
Oh, okay, the 50%.
Yeah.
And then up to here.
Yeah, a little bit. Yeah, that's 400 points. If it goes into that golden, man, that's a lot of freaking money you can make.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely be trading and traveling then.
Yeah, so look, then you could then it's gonna turn around and sell, right? Like that's the analysis,
Oh,
right?
it's gonna drop.
So I don't know what news of we have PMI or something coming up this week. But I don't know what's gonna make it drop. But I would really suspect probably when this drops, maybe the JPYs will drop. I don't know, this is just me speculating. But
If the dollar is hit a bullish order block and it's PCE this week index, I think the retail sales were really low last week, so that's why.
okay, so if the retail sales are low, that's showing signs of our economy slowing down, and that's going to scare people. So the JPYs will start selling off. So I mean, it all makes sense if you think about it from a fundamental standpoint. But we just have to wait until everything starts happening on the chart. So I think we can start. We can probably prepare to see the JPYs and the US 30 start to cook off.
The indices. Mm-hmm. So yeah, it's gonna buy up then. Let me go down to the 4 hour. So yeah, it may come up to this area of supply. And then since that was the first initial break of structure, just pull back. I don't know if it'll come up here. I don't think it will come up there, but yeah. So that's US 30. Somebody asked for something else. Hold on. NAS and AUD USD. NAS SPX. NAS SPX. AUD USD. That's probably the same. Let's look at the weekly. So yeah, so it is creating, look like it created a higher low. Go to the daily. It filled in this imbalance, pulled back. It pulled back to, yeah, I can't make this stuff up. This break of structure, retested that area and pushed back up to the top. So I would say it's currently buying. Possibly to weekly. We're just going to take it up to this high right here. That's about 650 pips at least.
Somebody who's taking this trade?
Who asked that? Was that Sweet Pea?
Sweet Pea, let me hold a little something. Let me hold.
So yeah, so I think we can buy it at least up to this high. It's within an order block, so definitely expect some kind of pullback to then buy back up. Probably to this zone right here. What else was it? SPX. I thought I looked at this already. Same thing with SPX. Price broke this high. We did look at this already. Price broke this high. This last high, pulled back for a buy up. So I would say from current price to these high is that's 1,000 pips for SPX.
Let me hold some of that SPX money.
That was 1,700 pips for SPX. And then AUD USD. Ooh. I didn't trade it, but it sure did tap and kept it moving. This is looking like a counter turn trade. Broke these lows.
Oh, we don't do those.
We don't do counter trend trades. Broke all these lows, right? So it's pulling back. You have an order block here. I would say you can buy up to the order block.
Miss Kim, for us fib users, can you fib that from the top to the bottom, girl, right there?
Oh, my bad, sorry. My bad. So we're talking
78.
maybe the
Maybe 78.
yeah, 78 for the continuation to the downside to possibly fill in this imbalance right here. Oh, that was my secondary trade right there. This might go all the way down to the 618 because it's in the channel. It's in the channel. It's in the channel. To this expansion area, but that is the 618, but it might even go lower. So this might be a good little swing trade. Gold. Let's see. XAU. Yeah. Okay. Go to the weekly. Gold broke these lows. Is pushing back to, let's see. Broke the lows. I would say price is pulling back to this area of supply for a possible sell back down. If indices are dropping, gold is probably going to be dropping. So I would expect price to come in here and start dropping back down. You got maybe 156 pips, maybe 250 pips before it starts dropping back to these lows, which is 3,000 pips. Or more, because I did it from here instead of somewhere up in here. Got these equal lows right here, or these triple bottoms, 3,200 pips. Anything else? Anything else? Broke this high, pull back. Yep. Might come up in here to this. Anything else? That is it. That is all. That concludes today's weekly analysis. Thank you for coming. Oh, wait a minute. There's another question. Oh, Todd, what's your favorite pair for the week?
The 200 and some pip trade, the GJ, EJ, I think maybe even UJ, but GJ and EJ are.
And then this one you had EN, that was yours.
Yeah, EN is good too. But I mean, any trade that's that has to go 200 pips to my golden zone, I'm interested in. So just this week, you have like 3 or 4 that look like winners. So any of those JPY pairs, starting with GJ for me. Kim, I mean, you're already in the trade, so you kind of cheated. But
Yeah, I didn't cheat.
you know, the rest of us will take it. You know, we'll take it this week when the market opens. You did cheat. I didn't see it posted anywhere in the chat that said getting this trade.
Here we go.
Oh, cheating.
Here we go.
Bruh.
Bruh. You're welcome.